it's a difficult decision because I still feel that I can play at the top level and still have done for the last 6 months. But I always, secretly said to myself that I want to go out at the top.
What a hero. David Beckham retiring from football after a 20-year career in which he became one of the most widely recognised figures in world sport. Now, the former England captain is the first Englishman to win league championships in 4 countries. Despite his $300 million fortune, you heard me right, and celebrity status, Beckham says he wants to be remembered as a hard-working footballer. So let's go to London for the latest. Our UK correspondent Martin Frizzell is there. Martin, good morning to you. What's the reaction been? I would imagine it's big.
Yeah, it's front page. It's leading all the news bulletins here. It's a very big story indeed. He's 38, so it's no surprise that he wants to hang up his boots. But Golden Balls is still going to be out there making money. Don't you underestimate that. As you saw from that clip there, who else, in terms of a complete professional, who else would give an interview as a footballer with a proper suit, shirt and tie on? Just doesn't happen anywhere outside brand Beckham. So he absolutely has got a glittering future ahead of him, even though it may not be on the football field.
Oh, we'll still be watching him very closely. Martin, thank you very much. All right, Kochie, I'm sure the girls are as sad as myself.
Let's bring in the Angels and see what they think. I'm joined here in Melbourne by Sunrise GP Ginni Mansberg, winners and losers, actress Mel Vallejo, and brave celebrity splash contestant and, of course, Olympian Tamsyn Lewis. Good morning, ladies. Ginni, they don't come bigger than Becks, do they?
No, and he's such a great footballer as well. I mean, I think most of us are going to remember how amazing he looks if he just stands there.
Well,
Not bad eye candy.
He's a beautiful man.
Oh, come on, Mel. Will he be remembered more for that than football, do you think?
It's a tough call. No, he's I gotta say, I think I'm gonna remember him in his underwear.
See, that's not what I'm afraid of.
Kochie, is it because he's going to lingerie football? Because then that's a good story.
Well, because he's done so much for soccer, hasn't he? He's been a great brand, and every bloke looks at that and is incredibly jealous until they hear him talk. And then they think, yes, he's got a flaw. So even blokes like him as well.
To be fair, he was a brilliant soccer player.
Yeah.
He scored some amazing goals and was quick on that pitch. So, but unfortunately, I think he probably will be remembered for being a pretty good looking
guy. Well, my prediction is he'll probably go to China now and make even more hundreds of millions of dollars because the game is becoming huge over there. He went to America and set it alight, didn't he?
Played for LA Galaxy, so
when it was in its infancy. That's how he's changed over the years. Could you believe that young bloke in the top left could turn out to be what he looks like today? Amazing. Let's move on. And Tony Abbot has outlined some of his plans to deal with what he calls a budget emergency. In his budget reply, he said, although the coalition found some of Labor's budget savings objectionable because of the deficit, it may not oppose them. As well, an increase in compulsory superannuation will be delayed, helping save $5 billion, and the carbon and mining taxes would be abolished.
A coalition government will keep the current income tax thresholds and the current pension and benefit fortnightly rates while scrapping the carbon tax.
Now, Mr Abbott said people want a grown-up government like John Howard's and even Bob Hawke's. Ginni, whose plan do you prefer?
I don't think it really matters, and I don't think we're going to really know what's in the budget until, people go through the Treasury figures. I think they're going to turn over rocks and find bigger holes than they realise were there. So at the moment, I think they're much of a muchness. Yep. I don't really care.
Mel, are you interested at all, or do you picture Tony Abbott in his budgie smugglers just like you do David Beckham in his undies?
No, gosh, no, that's all I'm picturing. I think Mel Vallejo and budgets don't really go together. Probably not the person to ask about budgeting. But it's a hard job, and I think, it's much of a muchness.
Has it helped sway your vote, Tams?
Look, I just think as long as the government that we elect governs by legitimate mandates that they set up through this policies that they're providing us with now, like rather than Julia Gillard, how the carbon tax was implemented after an I think as long as it's a transparent election campaign by both parties, I'm happy.
Who you're voting for?
Yeah. I do at the moment, but I'm one of those swing voters, so I'm going to listen to the policies and decide after I hear both cases.
What about you, Mel? What will get your vote? What do you look for?
I'm still picturing Abbot in his budgie smugglers. And I don't know.
Will that get your vote?
Maybe.
Oh, okay.
I'll have to see it again.
All right. All right. Finally, something completely different when it comes to doing the housework. Women still cop the brunt of it, apparently. Latest figures show the average Australian woman with school-age kids spends 29 hours a week on household tasks. We blokes, apparently, I want to know the definition of household work, do half of that. Ladies, what happens in your home?
Look, we had a little chat before, and I'm married, no kids. Tamsyn, you're married,
two dogs and a turtle.
And now Ginni married 6 kids.
And 2 dogs.
And 2 dogs, so I think you're probably best to answer this one.
Ginni, did this include putting the bins out and mowing the lawns and doing all that sort of stuff?
Well,
all the blokey stuff?
That gets allocated to the kids. I don't know. I think you've got to not just have, hubby and wife doing the housework. You've got to start distributing it evenly through the house.
Yep.
I need to have kids.
Why else do you have hobbits? You put them to work.
Well, yeah, I mean, my kids certainly do a huge amount of housework because, with the amount of paid work that my husband and I do, we just couldn't run our house unless we were delegating out. And so everybody has roles.
So how old are your kids?
Well, Sam, the oldest one's going to turn 21 this year, and the baby's about to turn 8.
Right.
So, but everybody does jobs. Everybody works, and from setting the table to getting dinner organised, making their own school lunches, putting washing on the line, taking it off, certainly putting out the bins.
I don't think
Maria
it's about
Von Trapp of Australia, isn't she? Fantastic.
It's not about male and females, I don't think. I think it's about, as a couple, when you come together, who's more busy at that time. Like, for me, my husband's working full-time at the moment, so I have more time to go to the groceries and do the housework.
But that would swap.
I wouldn't trust my husband at the grocery store, though. Could you imagine what they come home with?
I don't know.
We love her.
My husband's a great cook.
Oh, he can cook. I'm just concerned what would be in our cupboards if my husband went shopping.
All right, ladies, thank you for that. Good to see you.